Howdy YouTube, I thought I'd give you guys a quick look around my new workshop. So I'm here in Balcatta in Perth, Western Australia. So this paint shop here is actually a separate paint shop. There is no panel beating done in this section whatsoever. The booth's down the back there. We do have a panel beating side just over the road here. If you go just over there, we've got the panel beater side over there. So we've got a bit of a mixture of work. It's not, I wouldn't say it's prestige as such, you know, just a bit of everything. Old Chevy Caprice. Sure a few of the Yanks would be familiar with these. Just a little bit of a sort of spot repair type thing, probably to fix a bit of rust up. And just your average everyday panel repairs. Now, they've had a few problems with the previous painter that they've had. I think his colours weren't sort of 100%, and yeah, so I think they had to let him go, and they've got the Gunman in to sort it out. So we've got the, I'll give you first a look through the paint room with the Chromax Pro. That is the water-based, which you guys will be familiar with from my previous shop, and this is actually the reason I got this job, because I had experience with this system and they were struggling with it with the previous guys. So couple of things that they do a little bit differently. They put the plastic additive in the non-sanding primer when we're doing new bumper bars, so I'll start doing that. And I was pretty impressed with these. In the previous shop I didn't even know that they had them, but you can just screw these little easy pouring caps onto the top of your hardener tins and stuff like that. So that's a pretty awesome little thing that I never previously had. And this is also another cool thing. On the computer system, they've got these value shades, so you've got all the way from 2 to 7, and you can actually just scan onto it, and that'll take you straight up to that on the machine. So another little thing to save a couple of seconds. We've got a Dymo label writer. Apart from that, just your average system. We do use a slightly different clear, the Chroma Clear 3050S. They tell me it's good. I've actually only done one job today, and that was a direct gloss. So they do use the direct gloss 2K system, which some people may be familiar with from the DuPont days. It's basically exactly the same. Sorry, it's not these ones, it's these ones, the AMs. So you got your white, your black down here, and these AM tintals are all your 2Ks, and you put the 2K binder in with that, and then they also add in a low emissions additive, and that's just 3-to-1 with your hardener and no reducer. They've got the fade out thinner in an aerosol can. I used it today and it actually worked okay, but I did get them to order in a 5-litre can of that, so I'll put it in my spray gun. I personally trust the spray gun over a rattle can myself. They've got the anti-static degreaser. They also have the water-based cleaner. You've got the DuPont Sontara wipes, which are absolutely amazing, very clean. They've got the DuPont tack cloths here as well. So they're quite well stocked. We've also got the PPS cups here. These are actually a cheaper brand, but basically exactly the same. Now these ones are designed for a slightly different hard pot, but if you cut these off, you can actually use just a standard 3M pot here. So you see the 3M ones have a thread on it, whereas these ones are designed to clip over, but they don't work on the 3M ones. All you do, slice them 2 edges off, job done. And then we also have quite a few Finixa products around. So it's Finixa, so we've got, yeah, these are the cups in here, but all around the workshop, lots of this, basically all the sandpapers are Finixa, and just loads of ancillary products. So stuff like seam sealers. I'll give you guys a look a bit more around the shop. Oh, actually, this is a pretty cool thing. This thing actually, this distills the thinners for you. So you'll put your dirtiest thinners in there. It'll actually come out as treated thinners. So you clean gun wash that you'll be able to use. Won't open it up because it's on at the moment. This is a compressor. It powers the workshop, no dramas, but I did notice that my gun was sort of going up and down and fluctuating a little bit. I was able to get a little bit more out of this gauge here, so I pumped that up a little bit more, but Not a great deal of an issue. I can adjust it as I'm painting. Good spray booth, low bake. I've worked in these before and they are quite a good booth. You just need to make sure you keep them clean and service with those filters down the bottom, and yeah, just obviously keep the walls clean. So it's probably not too far off being about due for a clean out. But they've got the booth coating on the walls, so just a fairly easy job to do. All our masking tape, what brand are we looking at here? Tiger tape. I've used it so far and it's been quite good. Another Finixa products, your 3M masking tapes. We've got more sandpapers up here, big section. See loads and loads of Finixa sandpapers, and that goes right from 80 grit right down to I think even 2000 grit. They got 1000, and yeah, I think they had some 800, 400, and quite a good selection there. And they've got the vacuums that you can hook up to your orbital sander there, and these are actually all dust extraction as well, so you can do your prime ups here without getting overspray over everything. I've actually got 3 young guys here, so I've got my work cut out with doing a lot of training. It sort of slows you down, to be honest, but I'm up for the challenge. So again, we've got more Finixa polishing compounds, but bit of a variation of different products there too. Fingers crossed I won't have to be doing much polishing. One of the apprentices, we've got a second year there, and he's been doing quite well. Seems keen and eager to learn the trade. So what else? Yeah, I've got a few products which may not warrant an actual review and demonstration on, but I was sent these gloves out by Spray Guns Direct, and I must say they're absolutely amazing. Like, I can actually be painting something, come out here, clean my gun out, so get my hands drenched in thinners, and then continue painting with those gloves, and they actually haven't kind of died yet. Some of the other cheaper gloves that you get, and from my experience, most latex gloves or nitrile gloves on the market don't really last long after they get hit by thinners, but these ones seem to last quite a bit longer. They've got a good feel, they fit my hand well, and that's the large, and they actually come up the wrist a little bit further. You'll probably see them in future videos anyway. They sent out some replacement filters for my Moldex respirator, which is still going hard. That's in there. I won't bother pulling it out again. They sent me out some pretty cool gloves, yet to use them, but yeah, might be something I'd more use for when it's colder as much as anything. Like, if you don't like the dust on your hands when you're doing dry sanding, that could be an option. I've actually got these other ones which I had previously, and they're quite good too. So yeah, apart from that, I'm getting them to get some of these in, the 1000 grit sanding sponges, so that we can do the good prep work is really required when using this water-based system. I'll give you a quick look on the inside of the booth, and probably just about call that a video. I've probably forgotten a couple of things, but hey, I'm only human. So yeah, this is that 2K direct loss. It's just a 4B. It's not something that has to be perfect. Just a patrol, Nissan Patrol. So there's a few ripples down there, 1 or 2, but for what it is, I think the owner's going to be happy. But yeah, decent amount of draft in these booths when the filters are clean, and I think they're probably about due for a change. Like, it's still okay, but it's just not quite perfect. Definitely much better than the booth that I had in my own workshop, because the starters have actually got heat in here as well. Yeah, we'll just see how we go for drying that water-based, because airflow is something that's pretty important, obviously, when using the water-based paints. I think that's just about it. Got a HQ under here. Oh yeah, so this is the controls for your prep bays down here. So you can turn each prep bay on and off, and you got your lights in there. They're actually looking at upgrading the lighting system inside the booth. So they've got the fluorescent lights in there now, and he was talking about putting in some LED lights, because supposedly you may have noticed before, half of them actually aren't even working because they trip a fuse out. There must be like a loose wire in there and it trips out, and it's just going to be easier to replace a lot of them and do an upgrade at the same time. So I used this NSI Water Ballaria actually today. It went quite well with the solid colour, the AM solid colour. Used it for the wet on wet, but yeah, going forward that's probably just going to be my wet on wet primer gun. I forgot to bring in my blue Pro and Pro Light, so I'll be bringing that in tomorrow. And yeah, it's all good. Anyway, I'll leave that out of video. Thanks for watching. Now you've seen this video, get out there and paint some shit. Gunman out.